Aloha mai kako, e komo mai to Curtain Call, a program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists of Maui and beyond. I'm Adam Lightplay. I'll be substituting for Paul James Brown for a couple of weeks. Today we take a look at Steel Magnolias, which opened November 7th at the Pro Arts Playhouse in Kihei. Shepherded by the masterful direction of Francis Tauā, a Maui theater icon who's been a performer in some of Maui's most memorable shows, and he's also a teacher, coach, and director. Set in a small-town beauty shop in Louisiana where everybody gets their hair done, over the buzz of blow dryers, 6 Southern Spitfires gather each week to gossip and support each other come rain or shine. Tara O'Hanley portrays Truvy Jones, the proprietor of the beauty shop. She knows hers is the best in town and reaffirms her customer's first commitment from the start. Truvy is the relatively sane and stable center for the other characters to orbit around with their more outrageous personalities and issues. O'Hanley embodies a woman who is a kind, loving center for all. Maeve Montgomery, a skilled actor and teacher, blesses us with her Maui acting debut as Annelle. Each scene in the play is at least a few months after the previous scene, and Montgomery as Annelle shows us a character arc from nervous new girl in town to a giddy part of the family putting up Christmas decorations to as solid a rock as any of the ladies in embodying the shop's true second nature, to be an emotional support group. Her character is living an interesting side story, which could probably be a whole nother play, but we only get glimpses of that, because the main story is the mother and daughter relationship between Patty Lee's Malin and Madeline Hamada as her daughter Shelby. Patty Lee shows us why she's successful in film, television, radio, and stage with her powerful performance. In each new scene, she is living another unexpected life turn that builds to a beautifully delivered final act. Leah and Hamada also did a lovely job sharing with us that bittersweet moment when the parent realizes that they've successfully raised their child to be a strong, independent person, follow their own heart, but now the child is doing all that in the course of disagreeing with the parent. Lee rides the wave of emotions throughout the play, often simmering just below the surface. But regardless, she always shows you the love and compassion she has for her daughter and her family. Madeline Hamada as Shelby brings us the younger woman of the group that everyone can put their hopes and dreams into, and reveals to us each step of the way as she learns to claim and live who she is, while still respecting her elders, as it were. Theater veteran Ally Shore blossoms right into her role as Clary, the successful, widowed, and unsinkable grande dame of the town. Her joy and confidence made me think of Susan Sullivan or Christine Baranski. Shore embodies the strength and certainty of one who is financially secure enough to have the freedom to choose those who she's going to love and what she chooses to empower with her charity and humor. Lena Kruger portrays Weezer, the local, grumpy, but quite entertaining curmudgeon. She has some of the best one-liners, and who wouldn't love to give brutal, honest feedback like hers to everything that might surround and irritate us? By the end, Kruger's Weezer shows as much or more depth, passion, and kindness as anyone else on the stage. The lighting, the sound, and the sets were all spectacular. I like the real-world reality of things on tables and shelves always having to be moved or shoved over to make room for whatever's arriving at the next moment in the story. Seasonal decorations, snacks, gifts, whatever. A bit of the exposition between scenes is provided by the DJ on the transistor radio. Thanks to finding some tapes from an earlier production of this show, the late Joel Agnew gets to return for a well-appreciated cameo as the radio announcer's voice. The actors described working with director Francis Tauā as a joy and a wonderful experience, saying he was often hands-off, letting the relationship build organically, observing the human experience, and then adding a piece of wisdom at just the right moment for even more authenticity. Steel Magnolias is one of those shows that will be with you for as long as your memory lasts. I feel like I learned a little more about the human heart, sharing an intimate experience of people loving and caring for each other. Even through disagreements or annoyances, the humanity and the family is rock solid. You can't go wrong seeing this play at the Pro Arts Playhouse in Kihei. It's playing Thursdays through Sundays through November 23rd. I'll be back next week to tell you about Cabaret, premiering at the grand opening of The Nailer, MAPPA's brand new black box theater in Wailuku. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for tuning in. I'm Adam Lightplay, sitting in for Paul James Brown. Maui strong, a hui ho.